The temperature got down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit last night, and I have a bunch of seedlings in my unheated greenhouse. Let's go see how they did. My greenhouse thermometer battery died, so I don't know how warm it is in here right now, but it does feel very nice. It's 37 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so it was cold and windy. In here, I'm guessing it's at least 60 to 65, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's been a pretty sunny day and it feels pretty toasty in here, but at night it does get very cold. This is a very drafty greenhouse. And I'm using duct tape to try and seal some of those drafts. Now I have a layer of plastic over my plants. And then under that is frost fabric. Ah, they look pretty good. Everyone looks happy. All of these frost are considered frost hardy, which means they can withstand temperatures that go at or below freezing. The concern is these have all been growing in my house up to 2 days ago until I just transplanted them into bigger pots and brought them out to my unheated greenhouse. But by taking some proactive measures with the frost fabric and the plastic over top of these plants, as well as watering them. So yesterday afternoon, before I covered everything, ooh, the sun's coming out in my eyes, I watered all of these plants really good so their roots were well saturated. And it's apparent that they were not bothered by those cold temperatures. I've got bok choy, arugula, Swiss chard, broccoli, kohlrabi, turnips, lettuce, kale, spinach. If anything, they do look a little flopsy still because I disturbed their roots when I up-potted them into bigger containers, but overall I'm very happy, and it's gonna get down to 27 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to cover everything back up, and that's still nice and watered from yesterday. The soil's still moist, so that is going to help protect the plant as well. If these plants were more mature and they were outside in these freezing temperatures, they would do fine then as well. But because they're new seedlings and they have been inside my house, they're not well acclimated to the outside conditions. So that's why I bring them out into my greenhouse to help acclimate them to all the temperature fluctuations that we experience in the springtime, because we're going to have very warm days and then we're going to have very cold days and nights. That's going through a process called hardening off. You don't need a greenhouse to harden off your plants. You can do that just by bringing your plants outside for a few hours each day till they start to get used to the cold temperatures. But you don't want to skip that process. If you do, it can likely shock your plants and cause them to die if they go from the extremes of temperature controlled house to uncontrolled, unpredictable weather outside. Now I'm just gonna cover everyone back up, and they'll be able to get some nice toasty heat on them until the sun goes down in a couple hours. Don't have a greenhouse, you can still use this method of frost fabric and then plastic over top to help protect your plants. If you put plastic directly on top of your plants, you're likely to burn your plants because of the moisture that collects on the plastic. You can see this, there's a lot of moisture on this. Plants could potentially freeze from this moisture buildup. So that's why I never put plastic directly on the plants. I'll always lay the frost fabric down first, and then the plastic on top as an extra layer of protection. Make sure to share this gardening tip with your friends, especially those who live in northern climates. I'm gardening in Northeast Ohio, which is zone 6B, and our last frost date isn't until like mid-May. I like to grow an early spring garden, which means growing these frost hardy veggies before my last frost date. And by going through methods like this, I'm able to extend my season, grow food earlier, which means I get an earlier harvest and can eat fresh vegetables grown in my own backyard. Make sure to follow along for more home gardening tips. Happy planting!